When we go to a conventional physician with problem X, Y, or Z, nutrition is rarely talked about in a short visit that we have. Why is that still the case?
That's a great question, and it's an easy one to answer. A lot of it is time, and secondary to that, it's education. So conventional medical physicians have very little nutrition education. It's not a foundation for their education. It never has been. So one is education, and two is the time piece. Most conventional physicians have 15-minute slots, and they must see 13 to 16 patients a day. So nutrition is a very personal subject. If you and I start talking about your favorite food or what your Thanksgiving dinner was like, we can't do it in 15 minutes. So when you talk about time, you really need time to get into the idea of food and relationships to food and what people eat and how they eat and why they eat. You need time for that. So conventional medical physicians have a lot of constraints with time, and then the education piece. There is also the caveat of insurance. Taking insurance does a certain amount of time, whereas if you are not an insurance practitioner, you do have more time to do that.
Mm-hmm. We do hear that we should eat better, and sometimes conventional doctors will say that, but it kind of ends right there, and everybody knows that we should probably eat better, but getting started and knowing what to do is tough. How did somebody get started and know what that actually means?
We clear your plate. Draw a line right down the middle and make half of it vegetables. Start there.
Okay.
So initially, we're going to just get rid of half of the things that you're eating that are maybe not plant-based, and we're going to load you up with vegetables. And that is the foundation and essential for starting a healthy diet. From there, we'll build it. If you're vegan, we'll give you vegan foods. If you're paleo, we'll give you more proteins. But no diet should be without vegetable. So that becomes the foundation. So yes, your doctor tells you got to go eat better and sends you out of the way. Maybe that's a DASH diet for some doctors. Maybe that's a macrobiotic for others. Regardless of the spectrum of how healthy or unhealthy it is, the common language in all healthy diets is a foundation of vegetables.
And is that the same regardless? You said it's not a one size fits all when it comes to diet, but is that something that can apply to everybody?
Absolutely. It's not one size fits all in which diet is going to best match which imbalance, illness, disease, improvements. But it is one size fits all in the idea that every diet needs to be plant-founded. Not only, per se, for some yes, for some no, but having a foundation of vegetables and fruits and other great foods, but really the vegetables is critical and probably the one size that does fit all in the smaller picture.
So talk about that plate a little more. If half of it's vegetables, what should or can the other half consist of?
It should and can consist of proteins. Now, what type of protein, of course, is going to depend on our patient or our client. Lean proteins, healthy proteins, clean proteins are essential for healthy living. If you are vegetarian, if you're vegan, then finding those sources of protein that are non-animal related is important. And if you do eat meat, then finding the cleanest and the leanest and the ones that are easy to prepare and available. So keeping environment and keeping health and keeping all of those things in our mind when we're creating your diet is really important. And then the grain and or carbohydrate aspect of the plate.